BST. Jim, Greg, and Norma arrive at the Ramsey Mansion in Oxford, and they head upstairs to go to bed. 8 a.m. BST. Jim is speaking at the Oxford School of Government about political economy and U.S.-British relations. 3:40 a.m. Central. JR wakes up to his alarm in his dorm room, hoping for a much better day today. He had hoped that his mother would have come visit him, unlike yesterday, but instead ended up hanging out again with his cousin Joe, along with attending Cheesecake Toastmasters. And so he packs his bags to get ready to leave campus at 11 o'clock this morning to head straight back to the ranch. 10:15 a.m. BST. Back at the mansion in Oxford, England, Jim is alone. Greg and Norma are covering their assignments. And so he reaches for his bottle of cognac to have with breakfast. 8:05 a.m. Central. At West Hall, JR is taking his government test at the Pass Center. He learned at breakfast that Stoney Rosen needed more money for the bus ticket to Dallas to see his family. So he called Grandma Betsy, and then he called Grandma Elizabeth Swain, who knew the owners of TM&O very well. The government test was 25% multiple choice and 75% essay. Mrs. Swain, through the help of TM&O, was able to slash the price in half so that Stoney Rosen could get his ticket. 10 a.m. JR was in his Spanish class under the tutelage of George Hooper, conjugating present tense verbs. 11 a.m. JR and Dave Smith get into their cars to head back to Odessa, getting lunch at McDonald's before heading home. 6 p.m. BST. In Oxford, Jim, Greg, and Norma sit down to eat some cottage pie for dinner. 1 p.m. Central. JR arrives at Swainfield and is greeted warmly by his mother. Come into the house. Grandma fixed you some mashed potato pie for you to enjoy. 8 p.m. JR has Joe drive over to Ken's house to pick him up for dinner and to stay the night. Let's roll, Ken said. Good to hang out, buddy. Mary Jo pulled the car out of the driveway. I tell you what, maybe you changed a little at Tech. When you started dating that stuck-up Princess Karen Crider, Ken said. Hey, don't remind me, Jared said. It's just, ever since she hooked up with Brad, it's been no good. Maybe you've been hanging out with them. No. I stopped hanging out with Brad very much since the semester began. And like you, I'd like to have that contract that Jim Bob and S. John and torn to pieces. There you go, my bro, Ken said. There we go. They go to Whataburger for dinner. 9:30 p.m. Over it again, JR said. Why do you keep doing that to yourself? Ken said. I don't know. Hey, at least you had Whataburger with a glass of Dr. Pepper and some 10,000. Your 10,000 wouldn't be the same without it. People. You're a decent guy, JR. Back in the car, JR and Ken continue their conversation from the restaurant. I tell you what, the old days, they were crap, JR said. What are you talking about? Ken asked. They were gold glory days, and you know it. Yeah. Dealing with the boarding school boys, getting snobbed out by some. No, they were crap. No, you were cool, JR, Ken said. I guess you forgot how it feels. October 16th, 8 a.m. JR and Ken joined the family for breakfast. Here comes the two dorks, Christine said. Good morning, JR said. I got the van voted for you guys tonight, Darren, the chauffeur said. I can't believe Brad will take Jim Bob to the walkathon and not you two, Elizabeth said. That's because Brad is an idiot and don't belong and don't that I can't believe Brad would take Jim Bob to the walkathon and not you, Betsy said. That's because Brad's an idiot and don't belong here at the ranch, Elizabeth said. Mama, Betsy said. No, it's okay. It's alright, Ken said. Because I can't stand that rascal because of what he does to JR. I have to agree. You guys were worse with both him and Jim Bob, Christine said. Christine, hush, Betsy said. Relax. I'm afraid she's just telling the truth, Mama, JR said. 8 a.m. Central. 9 a.m. Central. Ken and JR go swimming in the ranch's indoor swimming pool. This is JR's main chance to go to swimming practice. 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, in the White House, President Clinton is on the phone with OMB Director Leon Panetta. One of the damn domestic policy advisors wants to trim the fat, according to the numbers of the CBC, President Clinton said. Have you told her where you stand? Panetta said. Well, they don't do a damn bit of good. Anyway, my thinking is that she's more beholden to Hillary. Is she, meaning Hillary, coming here today? No, she's gonna be here tonight late. She's too busy gallivanting all over the country and won't talk to me. Whatever you need. One more thing. The appointment with this Hendrick guy. You know, he's trying to get attention. What's happened now? Panetta asked. President Clinton cut him. What's happening now? President Clinton cut him off. What's happening now? If I'm not damned, he's up in Oxford now. Had a speech with the Oxford School of Government. I bet in a few days he's going to be in London having tea with the Queen. Offer him a bone. Offer him a bone. When I see some better sense, President Clinton said. 10:40 a.m. JR and Ken are blissfully riding horses on the ranch. Mindless over what Brad and Jim Bob were currently doing right now. At the same time, Elizabeth and Betsy are in the kitchen making pawpaw burgers, a recipe made by Andrew Swain, the great-grandfather to JR. The hamburgers were with pickles, onions, lettuce, and barbecue sauce. There would also be French fries, sweet tea, or soda, along with pecan pie for dessert. 11:50 a.m. Eastern. Eastern. Kyle comes home after a rough morning of training. He scoops up George, his stepson, and spanks him. George got in trouble for putting paint on the baseboards near the hallways. Now I got to clean that up again, you little jerk. An argument ensues between Kyle and his wife Madison, in which Kyle orders his wife to clean it up. 12 o'clock p.m. Central. JR, Ken, Betsy, Elizabeth, and Christine are having pawpaw burgers for lunch. JR had ordered some waffles with some powdered sugar along with his dessert and sweet tea. I imagine that stupid walkathon is all over, and it's just a flop, Elizabeth said. Well, Brad is a sissy. and I wouldn't bring him and